Anthony, you go through kind of an elaborate post-practice shooting routine, and I wanted to ask you about that. Where did you develop this routine, and how does it help you stay prepared, stay ready?
Just over the years, I've always been a consistent worker. I'm a big believer that it's more important to do something every day for a short amount of time than once a week for a long amount of time. So I just try and be very consistent with it.
And we watch you. It starts in the corner, and you've got wing shots. You've got top of the key threes, and it seems like you go at game pace. How important is that?
I mean, it's everything. If you don't simulate as much as you can a game speed shot, a game speed type of drill, to me it's kind of pointless. If you're going to shoot a different shot in practice than you are going to shoot in a game, you're not preparing for the game. So for me, it's all about, once again, not going out and doing it for an hour after practice. It's more so like 10 or 15 minutes, but, very strategic and go very hard.
And it seems like you mix it up, so it's not just catch and shoot, but it might be catch and dribble, and there's different variations to each spot as you go through.
Absolutely. Like I said, it just depends on, how I get my shots with whatever offense I'm in. Sometimes it's more, catch and shoot. Playing the three right now, it's a lot more catch and shoot than it is pick and pops. But when I'm playing the four, it's more pick and pops and spacing to get to the spots. And so I always kind of work on everything. Try and work on bad passes. Have my coaches throw me a pass at my feet, throw it up in the air, throw it to the right, to the left, just so that I prepare for every single type of situation, so that I'm comfortable shooting it in the game.
And is there a certain number you need to make from each spot? I sometimes hear you kind of counting, but it's a foreign count to me. How do you keep track of it?
Yeah, so it just depends on the drill. On a spot shot type of thing, I might do 10 for 13, on each spot. For a movement type deal where it's a little bit more, or I'm running into the shot or picking and popping into the shot, I'll do a little bit less reps, but still high percentage. It's all about high percentage. It's about efficiency. So if I don't hit, 70, 80% of the shots on that particular spot, I have to start over and do it again.
And how important to finish like you do at the free throw line? So you're shooting maybe with the legs a little bit tired, the arm a little bit tired?
Yeah, of course. I always kind of finish pretty much every drill with free throws. That's just kind of how I work it in. Always got to continue to work on free throws as well. It's very basic, obviously, but once again, if you don't practice it, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking. So when I get to the free throw line in the game, literally in my head, I think I've done this a million times. I'm going to shoot it well. In the game, same thing. It's just I get a corner three or I get a wing three. I've done this a million times. So just do what I do, right? Like there's no pressure at that point. It just becomes routine.
Now, growing up, you remember the game around the world, where it's kind of you shoot from the corner. That's kind of similar to the way that you go. So I imagine at this point in your career, you're pretty darn good at playing around the world.
My shooting routine is a version of the around the world. It's a lot more shots than just hitting one or two from each spot. But been in the league 11 years now, so you don't stick around that long without being consistent. And so for me, that's what it's all about, is being consistent, consistently working, but also being consistently ready, so that when your number is called, you can still be successful. Earlier in the season, going about 6 weeks without playing and then playing, 90 minutes in 3 games. I still, as far as my percentages and stuff, have always kind of stayed consistent, even without consistent minutes. So, like I said, that's what I strive for, is just to be reliable and be available.